Welcome to introduction lesson on variant configuration in make to order environment. This course will include the concepts as well as the demo in SAP S/4HANA 2020 version. This course is on LOVC in S/4HANA. In other words, it doesn't include the advanced variant configuration. Variant configuration is a tool that simplifies the complex manufacturing process when manufacturers receive various specifications for the same product. Examples of such products include furniture, fast food, electronic products, automobiles, typewriters, and laptops, etc. In all these cases, you offer standard equipment as a base product. On top of this offering, you provide options to customer for choosing some or all of them as additional to the base product. For example, you may offer a laptop with basic configuration with certain memory and certain hard disk, but the customer will have a choice to add more memory and faster hard disk. Similarly, the customer may be offered with a base version of a vehicle. On top of this version, customer may want a custom edition such as a carrier on top of the vehicle or a special musical system. In short, the choice can be for upgrade of existing features or addition of new features. In such cases, when choice of customers is so wide, variant configuration will enable simplified design with ease of maintenance. Many items with small changes to existing products can greatly satisfy the customer expectations. Manufacturers can achieve this just by adding new attributes and features to existing products. For all the kind of challenges we face in make to order environment, variant configuration is one right response. When you create multiple features for finished products or configurable material to provide alternatives that match customer expectations. Variant configuration will be able to design all the options available for a specific product and define logic for costing, pricing, and generation of BOM and routings, etc. For each product derived from customer selection, variant configuration dynamically performs the actions such as computing the cost of variant product, computing the price of variant product, generating the bills of variant product, generating the task list for variant product, helping forecast and planning at the level of configurable material itself to cover demand of all variants, helping analysis to identify the most popular variants which can be converted to make to stock products. I will explain the importance of variant configuration using simple example. This will be followed by a business scenario for showing how variant configuration works in SAP HANA 2020 environment. As an example, you look at the case of an automobile with all standard components with additional features as options. For this example of a car, options offered are type of the seat cover, color of the car, and position of speakers for musical system. Seat covers can be synthetic leather or pure leather. Body color of vehicle can be picked from 36 colors offered as choices. Position of speakers for musical system can be front of the vehicle, rear of the vehicle, or both places. In this type of large possible combinations between these three options, what happens when a customer asks for synthetic leather of car seats, blue color body of car, and rear speakers? You need to give special identification to vehicle of this combination to distinguish this combination of features from other combinations. In addition, the vehicle will need a specific bill and routing. According to the selection of features, additional components are added to standard components in the BOM to make the vehicle. Depending on the cost and effort of placing the speakers at the vehicle, arranging synthetic leather and blue colored body, the cost and price of the vehicle will be calculated. Now, if another customer opts for a different position of speakers with other selections unchanged as before, the vehicle will have blue colored body, synthetic leather seats, and front positioned speakers. Even though the change in choice is just for one feature, you need to have another specific identification for this vehicle to distinguish from rest of the combinations of vehicle. In addition, depending on the material used and operation performed for the assembly with this choice, the BOM and routing will be changed. Along with BOM and routing, cost and price will also be changed. So, for every such varied selection, You will need to create a new unique material to identify the vehicle separately, generate the bill and routing specific to the selected combination, and compute the cost and price as well for the same combination. In this way, how many finished materials are to be created? How many bills are to be created for each variation of the same product? Similarly, how many routings are to be created for each variation of the same product? How many cost and price setups are to be created? How many times cost and price are to be calculated for each of these combinations? How will you plan? As you know, for every software such as SAP, there is a limitation to have alternative bills for any product. In many software applications, the number of alternative bills for a specific product is limited to 99 only. For this specific scenario given above, the alternative bills will be 36 colors multiplied by 4 positions of speakers multiplied by 2 types of seat cover. You will agree that the possible combinations are more than 99. How do you define and maintain this many number of combinations? How do you forecast and plan for delivery of these items? How do you manufacture and track their progress? How do you sell such a large number of variants of same product? How do you maintain the pricing of each variant? The solution to address all these challenges is through what is called variant configuration in SAP. Variant configuration tool helps you to define the super bill of material which contains all standard components like any other production BOM. But in addition, this special type of BOM contains all components corresponding to every option offered to market on top of standard product. Similarly, variant configuration tool helps you to define super routing or super task list, which contains all optional operations along with standard operations. Optional components and optional operations are picked up according to selection of options made by the customer. You will maintain one set of configurable material, super BOM and super routing instead of large number of finished materials and their alternative bills and routings. Variant configuration tools help you to create all the intelligence to pick the right components in bill and right operations in routing, cost and price of each variant item after customer makes the selection. Customer makes the selection through an interface called configurator. The choice for selecting the options is given in the form of a list of physical components of product. The product is vehicle in this example. Alternatively, the selection can be offered in the form of user-friendly names of features instead of physical components. Offering choice through user-friendly and guided path is more appealing to the customer for multiple reasons. For example, a customer opting for auto gear vehicle doesn't need to know the components corresponding to auto gear mechanism of the vehicle. The components such as electronic control unit, torque converter, or planetary gear system, etc., are not necessarily known to the customer. Instead, the customer can just choose auto gear mechanism while selecting the right vehicle of her choice. The variant configuration will have intelligence to pick the right components according to the feature auto gear selected by the customer. In both cases, that is, the choice of physical components or choice of features, the customer selection is translated to customer specific BOM and customer specific routing. All the logic to create the BOM and routing according to selection of options is defined much before the product is offered to customer for selection. The configuration logic may include selection conditions as well as constraints. For example, a constraint says auto gear choice for gear system can be made only for petrol based vehicles. This is an example of a constraint. Whereas a selection of feature auto gear must enable inclusion of components like planetary gear, torque converter, or electronic control unit is achieved through selection condition. In the example as shown in the figure, customer selected synthetic leather for seat covers, blue color for body of car and rear speakers. The bill generated from this selection looks like figure shown here. The variant, that is the resulting product after customer selection, is identified uniquely on basis of a naming convention. Corresponding bill and routing are mapped to this variant. In summary, SAP enables the solution to make to order manufacturing of multiple variants of same product. You can define the configurable bills and routings, which are super bombs and super routings. You can define the dependencies and constraints to facilitate the selection and creation of right BOM and right routing according to the customer selection of options given. You can define the pricing rules at the configurable material level itself, and these pricing rules will be applied according to the options selected by the customer in the configurator. You can facilitate guided selling through configurator screen. Customer selects options, and according to these selections, the right set of options will be populated further. Variant configuration enables dynamic generation of bills and routings according to the selection made by the customer. These bills and routings will go as input to the production team to make the right product asked by the customer. At the end of this course, you will understand the business challenges in making and selling large number of variants of same product in a make to order environment. You will understand and appreciate multiple ways of variant configuration offered in SAP HANA 2020 system. You will get to know how the configuration setup will be done and how it is validated. You will experience how business transactions such as production and sales of configurable materials happen in SAP S/4HANA 2020 version. During the multiple demonstrations in SAP S/4HANA, you will understand a few error prevention and fixing techniques. You will also understand how you can make the configuration in such a way that only those selections allowed by manufacturer will be picked up by the customer. This will be enabled through dependencies of type, preconditions, and procedures. Thank you. We will move to the next lesson.